The UNESCO Collective Healing Circles, or CHC, capacity building for facilitators, is designed to support and nurture experienced facilitators who have interest in hosting UNESCO CHCs in your local community. The theoretical underpinnings of the CHCs are drawn from contemporary research on transatlantic enslavement, colonization, the occupation of indigenous lands, and the related legacies. The practice and experiential elements are inspired by existing approaches drawn from successful collective healing initiatives and projects worldwide. This program is a part of UNESCO Collective Healing Initiative, a global grassroots movement that seeks to address the legacies of dehumanization and to confront contemporary racism and dehumanization. This work has been supported by the Guérin Hermès Foundation for Peace since 2018 and is a part of UNESCO's Roots for Enslaved Peoples project. Other sponsors include the Fetzer Institute in the US and the Pure Land Foundation in the UK. From the start, the initiative has been grounded in an innovative understanding of what constitutes wounding and healing in the context of transatlantic enslavement, colonization, the persecution of indigenous people, and ongoing structural injustice. In 2021, the Global Humanity for Peace Institute was established in the University of Wales, Trinity St. David, to carry forward the strategic aims of the Collective Healing Initiative.
These aims are deepening our understanding of the harm of dehumanization in its multiple dimensions, exploring and integrating holistic approaches to and practices of resilience and collective healing with communities impacted by structural injustice, nurturing women and youth change makers to play a key part in facilitating collective healing, just society, and communal well-being, and engaging stakeholders in knowledge co-creation and collaborative policymaking.
At the core of the UNESCO initiative is the notion of collective healing, which is conceived as a multi-dimensional process. Collective healing acknowledges that historical brutality, such as transatlantic slavery and the resulting contemporary racism, is a dehumanizing act that has enduring damaging effects on peoples and communities. It also recognizes that the harm of dehumanization exacerbates by prevailing structural injustice has caused trauma, that is, being consciously or unconsciously transmitted from one generation to another. The Collective Healing Initiative brings to light that relationships between individuals and communities have been sabotaged by injustice, reinforcing a sense of victimhood and the division between us and them. Thus, collective healing must involve everyone. It must include those who have been at the receiving end of injustice and those who are privileged by historical and existing systems. This means collective healing must be embedded in social transformation through both collaborative grassroots efforts and political processes.
The development of multidimensional approaches to collective healing that embrace and incorporate the psychosomatic, socio-emotional, and political is still relatively limited. Particularly rare amongst existing programs are those involving groups which represent significant diversity, and even more rare are those engaging young people. The UNESCO Collective Healing Initiative focuses on collective healing as a holistic process embedded in the complex webs of relations between people and institutions and seeks to reflect this complexity in its multidimensional design. Given the current absence of formal acknowledgement or recognition of or apologies about structural injustices, the UNESCO Collective Healing Circle program integrates the following elements. 1, acknowledging the harms of slavery and colonialism and recognizing the legacies of systemic dehumanization and intergenerational traumas and their effects on peoples and communities and their relationships. 2, reaffirming a sense of dignity and the resilience and strength of peoples and communities. 3, restoring a sense of community and enriching intercommunal relationships. And 4, co-imagining and co-constructing just, equal, and restorative systems. Based on these components, the capacity building advances a community-led collective healing circle program. This program takes a grassroots approach to human empowerment and is aimed at co-constructing a world in which humans can flourish alongside each other and with other beings in nature.
It situates collective healing in our holistic well-being, which is conceived as a state of being well, living well, and in Brazilian philosopher and educator Paulo Freire's word, becoming more fully human together. UNESCO's CHC differs from other similar workshops in several ways. It is tailored to the diverse needs of different communities by the community facilitators. It is holistic, addressing the roots of dehumanization and the legacies of slavery and colonialism. It invites participants to envision systemic transformation necessary for the well-being of all. It engages women and young people as agents of social change and supports them in co-facilitating collective healing journeys. It perceives each person, group, and a community through an appreciative lens, rather than through a lens of trauma and deficiency. This appreciative perspective can enable the program to embrace resilience and invite contributions from all persons in the community.
The CHC program is innovative in that it seeks to go beyond overcoming trauma and pursues the equal flourishing of all. Conceived in this way, collective healing can transcend dualistic views of people and overcome binaries in the ways that we self-identify and the ways that we identify others. Collective healing helps transcend the dichotomies between victims and perpetrators, black and white, the vulnerable and the powerful, without losing our critical engagement with these opposites, and recognizing that our rich differences are also our strengths.
For the Collective Healing Circle program, a well-being sensitive approach is preferred to a trauma-focused or trauma-informed approach. Where a trauma-focused or trauma-informed approach can take a deficit view of people and their lived realities, a well-being sensitive approach supports people in their holistic potentialities and invites everyone to be more proactive in living out their healing and well-being. Similarly, well-being sensitive perspectives help us to see that wounding, woundedness, and intergenerational trauma do not encompass the totality of people's experiences. Our lives also consist of resilience and strengths, among much else. That is why the capacity building highlights the importance of intergenerational and intergroup dialogue and inquiry as a way to tap into and elevate traditional wisdom and practices of resistance and resilience.
For the capacity building and the Collective Healing Circles program itself, facilitators and participants co-create an open, courageous, and caring space for listening and sharing. The program invites all to rise to the occasion in response to a call to community, emphasizing that everyone can be an active contributor to restoring our sense of wholeness and re-engaging with our integrity, which can be understood as being fragmented and interrupted by historical and continued injustices.
Collective healing is facilitated as a shared journey that unfolds when facilitators and participants listen to and inspire each other, thus enriching the learning, understanding, and well-being of all. Having started the journey, participants will hold and be held by each other, and together they will be held by the group, and then by their wider communities. In this way, collective healing is not therapy, though participants do sometimes experience a therapeutic effect. The Collective Healing Circle program is based on mutual support. It builds on the group's shared resources and supports the facilitators and the participants in their journeys towards greater well-being. The Collective Healing Circle program enriches our understanding of past brutalities, present lived realities, and future possibilities. It broadens our sense of who we are as individuals, as a group, and as a community. It is a fellowship made possible by the participants becoming each other's companions on an unfolding journey. In this way, this program contributes to regenerating and restoring communities of diverse peoples.
The Collective Healing Circle program emphasizes the socio-economic and political causes of mass trauma and helps participants become more aware that the potential for collective healing is often lodged in microsites, including one's family or home and one's local community. For this reason, the program draws participants' attention to the historical, structural, and transgenerational nature of trauma and its personal meaning for individuals. Furthermore, the program recognizes that structural injustice, including institutionalized racism, affects everyone's well-being. To most fruitfully revitalize the community, healing processes must involve persons from all backgrounds in the community. The UNESCO Capacity Building provides guidelines for facilitators who wish to host community-based collective healing circles. It offers practical suggestions about how a community might embark on a shared journey towards healing and well-being. It outlines a broad program outline and implementable ideas for practice. Participants are accompanied by mentors throughout their journey towards becoming a UNESCO Collective Healing Circle facilitator, with additional support from a UNESCO Collective Healing Handbook, providing additional materials for workshop activities, and further text for those interested in the theoretical and research backgrounds of the program.
UNESCO has been working towards achieving collective healing for over 25 years through activities led by the UNESCO Roots of Enslaved Peoples Initiative. In 2017 to 2022, following 2 international symposia on collective healing, UNESCO published a report that maps global approaches to collective healing. In 2022 to 2023, young adults and community elders from 5 countries on 4 continents engaged in a facilitated process of intergenerational inquiry and dialogue, otherwise known as IDI, for collective healing, bringing forward narratives of individuals and communities' resilience and strength in the face of historical and ongoing trauma. This program culminated in community-based stakeholders meetings, identifying and raising the profile of possibilities and levers for structural change.
This Collective Healing Circle program, capacity building, forms a key step towards the mobilization of a global alliance of collective healing practitioners who are motivated to and have the capacity to engage communities in context-sensitive collective healing processes towards social justice and holistic well-being.
Following completion of the capacity building process, including design and facilitation of their first bespoke UNESCO Collective Healing Circle within their community, participants will be awarded a UNESCO Collective Healing Initiative Certificate of Achievement as a recognized UNESCO Collective Healing Circle facilitator.
We look forward to you accompanying us on this journey.